Hi, my name is Justin Miller, and today I'm going to be telling you the first time I flew to Peru by myself at just 17. And a quick backstory to that is my mom is fully Peruvian, and I am half Peruvian because my dad is American. And as a kid, I always grew up speaking Spanish, so I can speak Spanish fluently. So flying to Peru doesn't seem that hard of a task. Didn't seem that hard of a task for me. But my parents had always told me, Justin, when you're 17, you'll get to go to Peru. And I never fully believed them because I said, yeah, right. Like, they're going to send me by myself. Because I would always visit Peru with my mom and sometimes my dad. And I would visit family over there because I have my grandparents, aunts and uncles, and cousins. So we're very close with our family in Peru. And we would go once, sometimes twice a year. But anyway. I was surprised on my 17th birthday with plane tickets to go to Peru. And I was going to go to Peru for Christmas of that year, and my birthday falls November 30th. So I was a little bit hesitant. I was thinking to myself, I'm probably not going to get this gift to go to Peru for Christmas because they would have already told me that I'm going to Peru by myself a few more months in advance because we typically buy our tickets months in advance. But to my surprise, on my birthday, my parents had purchased the tickets a month in advance, a few months in advance for me to go to Peru and just handed me the ticket. So I was overwhelmed and excited because this is a big deal for me, the first time I'm doing something really big, so, by myself. And when the time came for me to go to Peru, I had my suitcases packed. I had gifts for my family because it was going to be Christmas time. I had them all wrapped and packed in my suitcases. So I had two checked bags and I had one carry-on and one personal item, which was my backpack. And my dad stayed in the car when we pulled up to the airport, and my mom walked me to the baggage claim and helped me check in my bags. But she was a little bit worried and she was really sad that I was going to be gone for 10 days, which I was a little sad to be leaving my parents for the first time for Christmas. I've left my parents before for longer periods of time, but it was just going to be completely different in this scenario. So I kissed and I hugged my mom goodbye, and she cried a little bit and made me cry a little bit. And then when I couldn't see her anymore, when I went through security, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on my own. This is what's happening. And I got on the plane and I felt relieved that I did everything I was supposed to do and that I was halfway there with what I had to do. And honestly, going to the airport by myself wasn't that scary for me because if I've done it so many times with my mom, and it honestly felt like going to the doctor's office by yourself for the first time. And when I arrived at Peru, I saw my family, and I arrived in the evening, so only my aunt and uncle greeted me, and then the next morning I saw my grandparents. And it was a phenomenal trip. I had a great time, except for the return when I lost one of my suitcases. I checked it into the wrong spot, or the airplane got them mixed up. I like to say when I tell people this story, the airplane company got my luggage mixed up and sent somewhere else, but I think I hit a wrong button when typing it in the kiosk, that on the way home one of my suitcases got lost, but we eventually got it back to us. So a quick lesson is always pay attention at the kiosks, and during that I wasn't paying any attention on the way home because I was on my phone and I was like, oh, I did this once, it's a breeze. But always pay attention to the kiosks, and everything at the airport is what I learned, and to always be attentive for when your flight is being called. So always keep one earbud out when listening to music. But yeah, so this is the story of when I went to Peru for the first time.